but we do become that kind of layer in between that, the glue that kind of holds everything together. We've got a large bulk of clients and partners that are leveraging our technology today in a really big way. And these are some of the largest companies in the world. And their main problem consistently across the board is acquiring the right sensor for the use case. And that seems to be a big issue that we see consistently. And what I mean by that is if you want to do temperature monitoring in refrigerators, which is the right temperature sensor and where do you go to acquire it? When you figure that all out, well, you also might want to do air quality in your building and HVAC monitoring and energy monitoring and leak detection and all these other things, and having to go down this journey for every single one of those use cases and try to find the right sensor is extremely problematic. And even beyond just identifying the sensor in the first place, when you then start to deploy, and this is really where we really strive, is you start to deploy at a single location. Like let's say we got a partner, Good Farms, who does ag solutions, and it could be smart valves, soil moisture, weather detection, like rain detection or rain levels. There's just so many different things in an agriculture solution. So you can identify what you think are the right sensors, and then you put them out in the field, but then you start to realize that either that sensor is close, but not there, and it just needs some tweaks, or it's the wrong sensor altogether. Because when you put it out in the field and you plug it in and you realize like, oh, it's 1 inch and it needs to be 2 inches, or it's the soil calibration levels aren't right for this weather condition or whatever it is, like you just don't know what you don't know. Imagine having to then go back out on this journey where you then have to scour the internet to find another sensor, find a way to contact the person that provides that sensor and order more sample units. And then when you get the sensor, you've got to program and provision and configure and do all this work to turn it on so that it actually works, point it to a LoRa network or a cellular network, get it to an application, decode the payload, and then visualize it, only to find out that you then need to tweak again, even further. So what we really do is in that first mile of IoT, and that's what's shown here, is all of these sensors. You can say, okay, I want to try this one, and this one. You get them, you scan them in with the app, and you see the data, and you can then do custom dashboards and all of that. And then you know right away, okay, good or not. And if it's not, you can very quickly iterate until you've got the working solution. And then from there, it's about how do you scale? And that's where this part becomes really important. It all starts with the hardware list and the logistics to get it there so that it's all plug and play. But then now this becomes important. Is the data coming in correctly? Should it be visualized this way or that way? We need to add users to it. We need to add alert thresholds, and that can all be done very easily through here. And then once that's done, the most important part is then getting the data out through integrations. And there's a big difference between getting a sensor and then integrating that sensor, feeding data out, and getting the sensor and having it connected into this system where you can visualize it, add alerts, do data manipulation with equations and other things, and then integrate it outbound. And I'll say like 90% of our deployments end up with the data out of our platform. It's going into a CMMS system or a building management system or a work ticketing system of some kind, but we do become that kind of layer in between that, the glue that kind of holds everything together.